Welcome to our final Examples of Excellence for the 2019-20 school year. We love our Examples of Excellence program, and I want to explain a little bit about it for those of you who might be the first time experiencing this. What we do is we ask our teachers to give us students' names who they think is an example of excellence. And that's the only criteria we give them. There's not a GPA requirement, a discipline-free record, just who do they think is an example of excellence. So we then get those students in and we ask them in turn, okay, give us a teacher who you think is an example of excellence. And that's how we all ended up here today, is somebody thought they were an example of excellence. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna see the touchy-feely stuff we love in education and how those relationships are built. So we ask students to give us comments on teachers, we ask teachers to give comments on the students, and you really see what we love in education, that relationship building between the teachers and the students. So thank you. We hope you enjoy this program, and everyone have a great summer.
Our first example of excellence for the junior class is Kendall Brutus. Kendall was nominated by Matthew Peterson. She chose Anita Johnson and Anna Pike. Anita Johnson says, because AP Language is a year-long course, I have the unique pleasure of having my students from August until May and witness growth. This class encourages opposing viewpoints and individual thinking. Kendall began the year as a quiet and reserved, not wanting to step on any toes or rock the boat kind of student, and has blossomed into an outspoken, take the lead, my voice counts young woman who is not afraid to be challenged. Our next example of excellence is Joseph Forrester. Joseph was nominated by Laura Phillips and he chose Charlie Wright. Mr. Wright says, I have been privileged to have Joey as a student for the last 2 school years, and I have known him for 2 years previous while his older brother Jamie was a student of mine. Joey is multi-talented and pursues every undertaking with passion and drive that is hard to come by. He is very conscientious and particular about his work. Our next junior example of excellence is Audrey McReynolds. Audrey was nominated by Coach Randy Carlisle, and she chose Coach Randy Carlisle. Coach Carlisle says, Audrey has a giving personality, and that shows in the classroom as well. Audrey, along with others, wanted the plant sale to be a success, so during unknown times of COVID-19, she gave her time and efforts pulling orders to help make the curbside spring FFA plant sale a success. Just one example of how she gives back to the people around her to make things successful. Our next example of excellence is Jackson Owen. Jackson was nominated by Anna Pike and he chose Kelly Dawkins. Ms. Dawkins says Jackson is a very deserving, hardworking, and excellent student. Jackson was always prepared for class and would ask the best questions, which were not always about chemistry, but would stop and make you think. I love his dry sense of humor that would always put a smile on my face. I could always count on him to laugh at my corny chemistry puns and know that he would try and one-up me. Students like Jackson are the reason that I love what I do. Next, we have Aleta Perez. Aleta was nominated by Jennifer Davis, and she chose Jennifer Davis. Ms. Davis says Aleta has always been faithful in class, always has a kind presence. When I asked her to consider sharing her heritage with us as we learned Filipino songs, her father's native tongue, she was wonderful. Patient through the process, came and helped the other class, and always was positive. It was a great experience for all the students and brought awareness of how other cultures think. She was the reason the song was so successful. Our next example of excellence is Hanna Pickle. Hanna was nominated by Cynthia Thomas and she chose Stephanie Keller. Ms. Keller says Hanna is truly an example of excellence. Even through adversity this year, she was always given her very best and worked to excel in her academics. She is conscientious of making good grades and completing any task that she is given with perfection. She is not only a beautiful young lady outside, but inside as well. I know she will do amazing things after graduation next year. Our next junior example of excellence is Madison Shoulder. Madison was nominated by Coach Randy Carlisle and chose Coach Randy Carlisle. Coach Carlisle says Madison is a student that may look like she is not into the dirt and grime sometimes asked in agriculture class. Madison will roll up her sleeves and not only do what needs to be done, but lead others to join force and successfully get any task completed at a high level. When asked to step up on an assignment or rally the troops to complete a task, she was always willing to accept the responsibility. Next, we have Sarah Strickland. She was nominated by VJ Pacharni and she chose Joseph Armstrong. Mr. Armstrong says, "It is rare as a teacher to be able to observe a student across 2 different subjects. Sarah took Algebra 3 with me last spring and more recently AP Psychology. Sarah demonstrated a level of complex understanding in both of these subject areas. Her competency of various topics allowed Sarah to exhibit artful creativity through both courses. Each day Sarah was in class, the day became more and more unique." Next, we have Laura Taylor. Laura was nominated by Wanda Kirkwood and she chose Jareen Neal. Miss Neal says, "Laura Taylor is a very kind and respectful young lady. She is helpful in the classroom and cares about her friends. When I see Laura in the hallway, she was always smiling and on the move. As a student, she cares about her work and encourages others to do their best. I cannot wait to see what the future has in store for her. Her determined nature coupled with her caring heart will take her far. I know Laura will continue to be an example of excellence well beyond high school. I am so proud of you, Laura." Our next example of excellence is Andrew Walters. He was nominated by VJ Pacharni and he chose VJ Pacharni. Mr. Pacharni says Andrew is a student who always takes the lead in solving complex problems. He is gifted with the ability to solve several steps of a math problem in his head. He loves mathematics. He always adds a little humor to a complex problem and tries to make that topic seem simple to the class. He is very respectful and always on his best behavior. He is definitely an example of excellence who has a very bright future waiting for him. Our last junior example of excellence is Colby Young. Colby was nominated by Darian Spann and he chose Quavarius Howard. Coach Howard said, "I've had the pleasure of knowing Colby since he was about 10 years old playing youth basketball for me. He is a very hard worker inside and outside of the classroom. He gives 110% at everything he does besides running in practice." Just joking. Colby is also a leader, not always vocally, but will lead by example. So I feel as if he fits the mold for the example of excellence for the Yellow Jackets. Congratulations, Jackets. We are proud of you and your accomplishments. Thank you for your dedication to excellence. To our families, thank you for sharing your Jackets with us. Wishing everyone a safe summer break. We will see you again soon.